What are the 5 craziest things I found out after my late diagnosis? Let's check it out. One, when I've got a long to-do list, it usually gets longer. I find it very hard to prioritise my great big long to-do list. So normally what happens is it just grows. And if someone asks me, hey, how's that thing going? Have you got that thing done? It's almost like I want to just not do it because they've inquired after it. So there's a name for that. Defiance, something or other. Anyway, I experienced that. And I just thought I was being stubborn. Apparently that one's an ADHD thing. Number 2, procrastination. It's not actually procrastination. It's actually my brain being overwhelmed by the number of things that I need to do. And it basically just puts my brain in stall. So if I sit down to gather my thoughts and write a list on what I need to do, then it's all too overwhelming. I can't deal with any of it, and so I don't do any of it, and I end up doom scrolling, which is basically a fancy way of just playing games on my phone or looking at social media and then getting nothing done. Sometimes I watch YouTube and I learn stuff. So yay. Number 3, feeling like a failure. The majority of my life, I'm measuring myself on what I see around me. I'm measuring how other people do things and whether or not I'm able to do those. And when I'm not able to do those, I feel like a failure. So that's the short of it. Number 4, rejection sensitivity. After dealing with a lifetime of rejection, misunderstanding, it's very understandable why you would get pretty sensitive about it. Your go-to is, I'm not going to be understood, or I am not understood, and therefore, no matter what happens, your mind always tricks you to believe that no matter what it is that someone's going to say to you, it's going to be negative, and it's going to concern what you're bad at, and what you're not good at, and what you've failed at. Whenever someone gives you the feedback, you will automatically take it on as negative. And not necessarily when they're giving it to you, but you'll go away and you'll ruminate on that and you'll wonder why you're such a failure and you'll constantly question yourself and why you can't do whatever it is that they've given you feedback about. And a lot of times the feedback is not necessarily negative, but you take it that way because the lens through which you're looking is one that has been constantly feeling misunderstood, constantly feeling like nobody understands you and gets you, and therefore you're going to have to fight all over again, and you're just so tired of doing that. It hurts, so you don't. Number 5, distractibility. My brain takes in all of the information around it. So currently I'm driving, and if you have observed watching my face whilst I'm talking, you will see that I'm constantly looking in my mirrors, constantly checking everything around me. And that's because I'm taking in all of that information. And that's not to say that anyone else on the road is not taking in all that information. But I'm hearing the sound of the road under the tyres of my car. I'm hearing the change in road pattern. I'm observing when other cars change lanes and what they're doing. I'm observing the traffic on the opposite side of the road. I'm observing the truck behind me and where it's paced and whether or not it's actually going to move over as I'm passing it. I'm observing absolutely everything, together with the different sounds that are happening around me, as well as I will sense other stuff that's going on too. So my senses are heightened all the time. And by doing that, Where did I even start? So it can be really overwhelming. Those are 5 things that affect me with ADHD, and I didn't know that they were due to ADHD. One thing I know now, being late diagnosed with ADHD, is that a lot of the things that I had difficulty with, a lot of the things that I measured myself against on the neurotypical way, I felt like a failure. Now that I understand that I'm just different, then I know, okay, my brain doesn't work the way that they do it, so now I'm going to measure myself against myself, not against other people, against myself. So if I want to be better at X, then I'm going to work on getting better at X. And if I understand that I can't do Y, then I'm not going to do Y. And that basically just means that it's going to free me up from all of those pile-ons of guilt that I put on myself over and over again to help me understand myself better and to help myself be more compassionate and more understanding. I hope you can do it too.
Just wanted to pop in to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked that, then please check out my other video here, and I'll catch you in the next one.